It is heinous to attack the main square of a large city. United Nations in Ukraine.
Here's a summary of the article.
Statement by the Humanitarian Coordinator for Ukraine, Denise Brown, on an attack that hit the center of Chernihiv. I am extremely disturbed by the news of yet another Russian strike that hit shortly ago the heart of Chernihiv, in northern Ukraine, leaving dozens of civilians killed and injured, including children. It is heinous to attack the main square of a large city, in the morning, while people are out walking, some going to the church to celebrate a religious day for many Ukrainians. I condemn this repeated pattern of Russian strikes on populated areas of Ukraine, causing deaths, massive destruction and soaring humanitarian needs. Attacks directed against civilians or civilian objects are strictly prohibited under international humanitarian law.
This post received a score of 5,100, with an upvote ratio of 95%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
Russia shoot rocket on a theater play for children. Russia is a terrorist state.
Why are governments not proclaiming that Russia is a terrorist state? They really are. Does my head in, FFS.
Oil money.
There needs to be a fucking red line somewhere. Russia keeps getting away with bombing Ukrainian children. At some point, deliberate attacks and crimes against humanity like this need to be responded with, not with sanctions and harsh words, but with actual repercussions and destroyed Russian weapons of war.
Russia has nukes, at least on paper. Don't know if the nukes work. The military leaders may have kept the money designated for maintenance and performed maintenance. On paper,
we have nukes. That's the point that so many commentators brush over. The only reason Putin hasn't used nuclear weapons is because we have the capability to annihilate Russia. His red lines are all meaningless and we need to seriously call his bluff. At a minimum, NATO should enforce a no-fly zone as a response to Russia's indiscriminate bombing of civilians. It's a dangerous escalation, but Putin should have thought about that before bombing a bunch of children.
Everyone has the capacity to annihilate the entire planet multiple times. By everyone I mean NATO and Russia.
Russia, US multiple times, though if China, India, Pakistan wanted to use all their nuclear weapons it would also be the largest catastrophe to ever hit us. Can somebody explain what was happening at that time there and how Russia justified this cruel attack?
There was children there, so it was a legitimate military target.
One of the little kids was making pew-pew sounds while pointing finger guns at his friend. That menace had to be bombed from above.
don't forget that Switzerland is still refusing to allow other countries to send weapons to Ukraine.
Honestly, I work in this industry, and Switzerland has done fatal damage to their defense industry that they are unlikely to ever recover from. No one is going to buy EG tanks from a country that might ban them using them to support their allies or friendly nations under attack.
I genuinely don't understand how Switzerland thought they could get away with saying, "We will sell you weapons, but if you dare use them for anything at all we will completely cut you off."
It is not unusual to have a clause in export agreements that require the buying country to get permission from the country of origin to transfer the acquired weapons to a third country. We don't want people transferring stuff to Iran or Syria or wherever. The unusual part is preventing export to a friendly country, fighting against an aggressor. All of NATO at least will remember this and will buy from a country they can count on to be on the right side of history.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.